Actually, I was with you the last time we played Monarch. Yes. No, at Apex. That's right. Good. How are you? Looks like it's a fan. And you're going to have the clock on, right?
I won't have it on screen.
Oh, you won't?
That's a different system.
Oh, it's different setup? Okay.
It'll be visible pretty much anytime it plays on this.
Right. I can call it out. And you've got the goal cams up though, and the replays. Okay.
So yeah, I'll try to get. I usually try to get replays of pretty much every set, at least for the games. And then
Okay. Got it. Perfect.
small chance I miss one or two.
Sure. Okay.
You'll be in good shape there.
Hey Molly. Good. How are you? Good. Good evening and welcome to Valor Varsity versus the Monarch Coyotes, a rematch of, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, January 3rd. So yeah, 2 weeks ago, when Valor got the better of them 3-0 at the sports stable. Monarch, of course, had just won the Fall League CPHL, so a real good win for the Valor Eagles. I think some of the kids might have been injured or missing for Monarch, but they've since played against East. They beat East once, they lost to East once, and they put it on Ralston Valley 6-1, which is, fortunately, Team Valor wishes they could have that game back. As it is, looking forward to this contest. A couple of roster changes, actually. Roger Stanley is injured. I'm trying to find out more about that injury, whether it's long-term deal or a shorter-term deal. So in his place is Connor Foy, number 5. We've seen him plenty of times before. Good to see Connor back again in the lineup. So he'll be skating with McKiddo. The other defensive pairing is O'Donnell and Gogol. And the final defensive pairing is King and Coffey. On offense, these lines look the same as last game. Sorensen, Baker, and Bevan. The Charles boys skating with Gabe Fisher. Purchase skating with Bodine and Sutter. And Jimenez centering the line with Tarbert and Deep. Checking out, I believe Monarch is ranked 5th or 6th in the standings. Again, that's the CHSAA RPI standings, which is how the playoff seedings are determined. So should be a good, close game tonight, I'm predicting. Key, of course, is to see how Valor does on the power play. Always like to actually watch the Monarch power play. They get that puck up to the point and they really slow down the shot. It's a slower shot that's along the ground, so much easier for the deflections, and really good puck movement with Monarch. Can be undisciplined at times, but winning CPHL is no small feat. So certainly a good team. Yeah, just check the stats, and they are ranked 6th in the rankings. Valor's ranked 3rd, just barely behind Cherry Creek after a nice win versus Creek last game, and Pooter still with a commanding lead up top. Anyway, looking forward to this game. Then the boys have the rest of the weekend off. Maybe a ski trip or two is in the cards, but hopefully there's no injuries. It seems like that's where the majority of the kids' injuries come from, are these ski trips. Sideline the kids for a while. Anyway, in goal tonight will be number 33, Lucas Jordan. Lucas, again, a real solid outing that last week against Creek. Habakas has been great in net as well, so goalies really seem to be rounding into form as we near the mid part of the season. Getting back to that, I think there's about 8 or 9 games left. And every game all the way in now is important, again, for that coveted top 4 spots in the state playoffs, which give you the bye through the first round. Warm-ups are over. We'll go to the announcements, the anthem, and I'll get back on the horn. And we'll get this game started. Fans are here. I can see the Valor cheerleading squad there down below. It's good to see some fans here. It's good fan representation at the last Cherry Creek game. So again, it's good to see. I think it gets the boys pumped up for the game. And who knows how to cheer better than the Valor varsity cheerleading squad. Here we go. I'll get off the mic for a bit. We'll go through announcements, and I'll pick it up at puck drop.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to South Suburban Sports Complex for tonight's 5A hockey matchup between the visiting Monarch Coyotes and your Valor Christian Eagles. And now to introduce the visiting starters for Monarch Coyotes. On defense, number 4, Kellen Collins. On defense, number 6, Simon Lockridge. On forward, number 12, Jack Holstrom. On forward, In goal tonight, number 30, Benjamin Zilio. Monarch Coyotes are coached by James Dexter. And now the starters for your Valor Christian Eagles. On defense, number 6, Jack McKidoo. On defense, number 7, Jackson O'Donnell. On forward, number 21, Dawson Charles. On forward, number 23, Maddox Charles. Center, number 27, Gabe Fisher. And your starting goalie, number 33, Lucas Jordan. The Valor Christian Eagles are coached by George Woznicki. At this time, I ask that you rise if you're able for an opening prayer by Lucas Jordan, followed by the playing of the national anthem.
All right, please bow your heads and pray with me. God, thank you for today. Thank you for the chance to come play the sport we love. I pray that we can keep both teams safe tonight on the ice, and that most importantly, we can glorify you in all we do. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
And there you go, the pregame announcements. And then we'll be able to get this thing going. So we'll see Fisher out there with the Charles boys to start. And looks like O'Donnell and McKiddo on the defensive pair, so I don't know if that'll be the permanent line or we might see some different lines there, but regardless, here we go. Fisher wins the drawback struggle there at the faceoff circle. Donald snaps it over to Maddox. Maddox leaves it up for Dawson. Gets a shot, goes a little bit wide. Pitches all the way out to the point. O'Donnell keeps it in, but there's nobody on the chase from Valor. Now they send it back all the way to Monarch. Back to Maddox. Gabe sends it right up to Monarch. They missed the entering pass. Here's Maddox with some speed. Gets past one. He's got a step. Tries to tap it in. Picks up a penalty. I think that'll be an interference, or maybe a hook. And just like that, 30 seconds into the game, the Gold Boys go on their first power play. So we'll get to see this power play unit and see how this comes to life to start things off.
Come on, 2 minutes.
So some loose play in the early part there by Monarch gives Valor the opportunity. Draws one back by Monarch. They can't clear it. Aggressive penalty kill. We see that already. Chips it up. Gabe back to Bodine. He punches it back up to Hoyt. Hoyt chips it up but can't get it far enough up to the point. Man, that's an aggressive power play by Monarch. Penalty kill. So this is a little bit different. Most of these teams play a passive box, and now Monarch controls, and they're going to burn up more time off. Hoyt lets that go all the way back to Maddox, and here's Monarch on the forecheck. Two big, hard pressure. Maddox with some speed through the zone. Zone entry pretty easily, makes the zone and shoots. Score! Maddox does it himself, the one-man wrecking ball, and the boys are up 1-0. So there's the team, Selly, out there, and after fumbling it around the first 38 seconds or 35 seconds of that power play, the boys get it together when the time is right, and Maddox gets past one, then past two. So once he gets it into the zone, the Monarch boys were not set up properly to shut that down. And Maddox with the shot from just above the circle goes 5-hole. That goalie probably wants that one over, but a goal is a goal. Purchase line out there now. Max Sutter gives some body up there on the side, played by Jordan. Up to Bodine. Bodine gets in the way of it, but can't get it out. Played big shot wide. Shot pops off, and now here comes Bodine with some speed. Outlet pass, and he takes a big body, gets right up and keeps going. Now there's Sutter. Sutter with a good shot. Bodine was skate off to the eye. Hopefully he's okay after that big hard hit right into the board. Now Monarch's going the other direction now. They're going to fling it in wide of the goal. There's Sutter to play it. Chips it up. Can't quite get it out. We've seen him struggle with this in the past. Then it just gets sent all the way back down. Icing's waved off. Hoyt plays it back behind the net. He's looking for a rusher. Sends it back up. There's Baker to play it. Baker winds around one. He's on the side. Tries to center it. Bevan was tied up in front. Puck didn't quite make it through. Bevan battles around the board. Baker comes out with it, looking for somebody to pass to. Gets tied up. Monarch comes out with it, but there's Baker and Hoyt. No, Baker and Bevan doing some work down the corner. Monarch now tries to outlet a good play on the point by Hoyt. Winds around, sharp angle shot directly into the goalie, but good work there by Hoyt to keep it in the zone. Good work by this line. Now we're going to rotate on a different line. Coffee is, looks like Coffee was out there with Foy, so the defensive pairings do look different. McKiddle's playing with O'Donnell. Jimenez line out there now, working with Tarbert and Deep. Deep picks it up, pops it, tried to pop it back out to O'Donnell, didn't give it enough force to get it up there. Played at midline is Jimenez. The boys are battling right down below us. The cheerleaders get a close-up view of that. Jimenez pops it into Tarbert. He's there. He's got some speed, too. Winds around, fence off a couple sticks, goes up top. McKiddle shuffles over O'Donnell. O'Donnell tries the shot, but that doesn't make it through the defender. Now they're on the rush. Chips there. Good play there by O'Donnell to grab the puck, diffuse that break, and Monarch will wind around and try and get something organized. 13:59 left, first period. Valor up 1-0. Monarch with a shot on goal. That might be their first of the game. We'll see the Charles line out there now. Gabe's working, and Gogol and King, it looks like, on the blue line. They're trying that stretch play, and he's open. Oh, we couldn't quite get it up to him. There he is. Dawson winds back around one, weaves around one. He's got Fish in the middle. Good back check lift by that kid. Now Gabe's got some time. Pops it back to Dawson. Dawson gets tied up around. A little bit of a hold there. That's not called. Back to King. King plays it to Gogol. He'll cycle it back down into the corner. Monarch there first, and they're going to chip it up. Try to chip it out. They can't get it past Maddox. Maddox looking for it again. Tries to go that short side corner just over the net. Good shot by Maddox, though. Puck cleared out by Monarch. King's going to send it back in. Now the boys give chase again. Played behind the goal by that goalie. And now they try and get it out. It's kept in by the Valor boys, and now Monarch's able to chip it up, and that won't be far enough down there for an ice. sticked aside by Jordan. A little bit more trouble than I thought maybe there. Now it's played up to Fisher. He backhands it up into the corner. The boys will turn off for a change. Here comes Bevan down there on the forecheck. Good work by Jack to get back there with some speed. Puck's intercepted by Bevan. He could looking to try and chip that up to Baker. It wound into the middle. Couldn't quite make it there, but that's speed by this Monarch kid. Tries a centering pass. Foy intercepts him, ties him up back behind the net. Coffey gets back there too to assist, and he can't get it out. Stick swing. Now Monarch's trying to organize something. They haven't had any offensive pressure yet. Hoyt's back there. Good job by the boys to get that out. Man, Hoyt, that angle is bad on that Monarch kid. Hoyt pops it into the corner, and nobody was down there. I think he thought that's where Baker was going, but alas, nobody was there. Pops out to Coffey on the point. Low shot. That's a good shot by Coffey, looking for a deflection. Hoyt will try and organize it down the corner. He's working. Flipped up, down, all the way out, and that will be an icing. And with that, I want to give a shout out to Hoyt's sister, Kamala, watching from college on the East Coast at Liberty. So thanks for tuning in, Kamala. We know you're a big Valor fan and you try and watch the games whenever possible. So shout out, Kamala Sorensen. Purchase line back out there working with Bodine, so he's back out there. Must have just been a knock of breath or something. Back to Bodine. He was on the wrong side of his stick, winds around. They're not able to get it out. Purchase assembles back over to Sutter. Shot, behind Bodine. Needs to get his stick down to deflect that. Popped all the way back around. The puck is just out of the reach of these forechecking boys in the back. And now Monarch gets it out with some speed. Kid can get through the seam, gets collapsed on by McKiddo and O'Donnell. McKiddo gets some bother there, but he's able to shake it loose. Now here's Bodine again through the midsection. He gets hauled down, and that's another penalty there. Tripp, good call, draws a penalty, and so the boys will go back on the power play. So they scored quickly into that first power play. Let's see how they do on this one, too. 11:20 left in the first period. The boys are up 1-0. Bodine with some speed through the neutral zone, and I think that the Monarch Coyotes wanted to defuse that, and so a trip is had, and so now we're back on that 5-forward power play. Draws one back into the corner. Bodine intercepts, chipped up with some colliding sticks up into the netting. So 1:56 as we get this second power play started. As I said earlier, Monarch can be a little bit undisciplined, and we see that right out of the chute here for the boys. Power play has looked much better the last few weeks, last few games. Puck draws one again by Monarch, but boys control. Oh, good cycling up top. It's Maddox to Hoyt. He's got a ton of space. Score! Oh my goodness gracious, they gave that boy all kinds of space, and Hoyt took advantage of that, skated in 3 strides and popped it in right at the top. Good work there. Looking for a replay. I think we see the wrong replay there. We get a replay of that trip on Bodine, but might be a little bit off on the replay of that goal. 2-0, good work there. That draws one and fished out to Maddox and cross ice. Point to point over there to Sorensen, and he just roofs it. Now here goes Tarbert on the rush too. No time for breaks here. Good job. Boys get it in deep. Pops right up. Puck's loose in front. Tarbert banging and banging at it. He can't get it in. Good work by Pop-Tart there. Good hard puck pressure. Puck's popped around. Monarch is trying to assemble something now, but they look panicked back in their own zone. Down 2-0 about 7 minutes into this first period. Monarch does fish it out, see if they can get it. Now this kid gets hauled down. No penalty. Looks like he just blew a tire. Probably a pretty good call by that ref. I agree on that one. Of course, I am a homer, though, so of course it wasn't a penalty. Valor working through the mid-ice section there. Tarbert battles. Jimenez pops it out to Gogol. Gogol, good head-up play to King. King rips it in. Puck goes in deep, and now the Baker line's out. Baker on the forecheck, needs some troops. He gets the support. Now Monarch on the breakout. Pops out to King. King with some time, but he's not looking. That pops out to Bevan. Bevan sends it over to Monarch. Now Monarch goes pass to pass. Shots wide. Holy cow, this just turned dangerous somehow. Foy reverses direction behind close quarters. Pass to King. Bevan finally gets it out to end that rush, but Monarch is still pressuring. Put it in the neutral zone shot, and that is wide. But now these boys have some energy back behind the net. Good body there by that. Monarch with some good pressure on this. Icing is waved off. Maybe need to get some new boys on the ice. Monarch gets it out of the zone. Coffey plays it. He turns, spins, and he gets it back to Monarch. Sutter's now on the ice. He's still working. Chipped back down into the corner. McKiddo gives chase. McKiddo comes out. Sutter touches it, taps it up. Monarch is there. Now looks like the Charles line's back on it. Big cross-ice pass, and that's an ice. And that'll give us some time for the Valor boys to get the right troops on the ice. So a little bit of play back and forth. The lines were still getting established, whatever the case. Couldn't quite get the right line combinations. And it was good pressure by the Coyotes there. So Fisher line out there. Fisher wins it over to Maddox. Maddox pops it up top. I think that's Coffey. Yeah, but Coffey sends it right to Monarch, and they intercept. Puck pops out to McKiddo. Sends it up to Maddox with some speed through the zone. Gets past one, but loses the puck. Tries centering to Fish. Fish was open in front, but there were some legs and sticks and skates in the way. Monarch fishes it all the way back down. Icing's waved off. 8:43 left, first period. Valor leading 2-0. Puck, good job by Dawson to knock it out of the air. Maddox shot deflected, it's not on goal. Played back in the corner. There's Fisher there to play it. Pitch it back to himself. Gets some support from Dawson. Monarch fishes it out. King has come up from his spot. Plays it back to Dawson. Pops up to Maddox. Goes around one. Tries to create some space and gets blown up. There's Dawson with the retaliatory, but Maddox just springs right back up, and he's on the rush too. Maddox takes a hard shot there, but he got right up, letting him know that didn't really affect him. Monarch comes out with it. They're battling down in the corner. O'Donnell fishes it out up top to Monarch. They're going to keep it in. Fishes it back down in the corner, does Monarch. Kid winding back behind there. O'Donnell takes a tripping penalty, and O'Donnell will go to the box, and we'll see this Monarch power play unit. I think they call that a can opener, where O'Donnell got his stick in between the legs. And the player was upended. And so with 7:47 left in the first period, we'll see the Valor penalty kill unit. Monarch wins the draw easily, and they'll set up the umbrella. D-to-D pass. There's that shot. Oh, deflection by Owen, and then good job by Gogol to just rip that out of the zone. Jordan was leaning to one side after that save, and the deflection went to the other side, so Gogol wisely just rips it out of the crease. Monarch makes the zone easily with some speed. This number 4 can fly. I remember him from the last game. Monarch pretty easily setting it up. They'll go up top. Low shot, looking for another deflection, and we're going to see a healthy dose of that. Those blue line shots. Monarch controlling the ice. 1:20 left in this power play. D-to-D pass. Now they go wide down to the corner, intercepted by McKiddo. Monarch still controlling. They work the cycle. They change positions back up top. Winds all the way around. Shot goes wide, not on net. Pops out to the middle. There's Purchase. He's able to clear it just barely out of the zone. Should be able to get some new killers onto the ice. Sutter pops on. Gogol gets to the puck, pitches it back out to the corner, and good job by Sorensen to clear that out of the way. He's going to pop off the ice. Gets him resting. Good forecheck there by Sutter. Bodine comes onto the ice now. He intercepts. We've got Coffey working with King on the blue line. Puts back down into the corner. 30 seconds left. King's got time. Tries to wind it around. I'm not sure that he needs to look up. Could have gone right up the middle of the ice. Not the best clearing attempt there. Now Monarch still working behind the net, but good aggressive play by the boys here. Bodine with all kinds of pressure there. 13 seconds left. Monarch has to clear the zone. And they do. Bodine was stretched out. Good job on the forecheck there. 2, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. That should do it for this power play, and it sure does. And good job. Coffee gets one last clear where there's no icing damage there, and intercepted by Dawson. Monarch stays with it, though, and now they'll start the breakout. So the boys are 1 for 1 on the PK. Some good putt intercepted by Tarbert. Now he's got some space and some speed. He's by himself. Shot, oh, saved by that goalie. Good work by Tarbert and good shot. And it was right off the post of that goalie stick. I think maybe we'll get a replay of that, but good work by Tarbert. Good quick shot. Now was labeled for that side of the net, too. O'Donnell comes up to play it. Puck pops out. There's Tarbert working again. Tarbert back to Mikito. Gets his head up just in time. Jimenez in the center ice tries to go through one. Slow move. Doesn't go by it and fast enough. And here's Monarch with the break. Backhand shot way up over the net. Harmless. Now they can play it and keep it in. Monarchs will pass it back and forth. Good stick by Tarbert again. Look at the ship by Tarbert. He's in. Oh my goodness gracious. The bully gets the stick at the last second. I thought that was a goal. Good work by Tarbert. He is working his behind off on this shift. Back and forth on both sides of the ice. It's chipped in by Gogol, and there's Gabe Fisher on the check. Tarbert again. He's still out there. He wants more. But now he's going to spin off for a change, and Monarch gets to it. Sends it back down in the corner. King gets there. He tries to pop it out, but he doesn't get Wood on it again. Pops out to Maddox. Maddox up to Dawson. Dawson's got a 1-on-5. 1-on-5 gets past 1, 2. He can't get past the rest of them. Puck has popped out. Monarch will play it through the neutral zone, but now Dawson's got another chance on it. Gogol with some body. It's a shot on goal, though, for... Oh, no, another miss by King. Another. Then he sends it right into those players' feet. Taking his eye off those pucks when he's trying to clear them, I think. Fisher now down working in the corner. Pops it out. Monarch can't keep it in. 3:49 left. And now this kid's working. That's number 4. Avoids a check. Avoids another one. Goes wide. This kid's wide open. And he shoots it directly into the V on the goalie's chest. So fortunately, he was aiming for the middle of the chest, and get that middle of the chest he did. 3:42 left, first period. Couple good sequences by Monarch, but it's been pretty much all Valor. Baker lines out there now. Draws one back into the corner, but Monarch gets there first. Pretty aggressive on that puck. Monarch plays it, winds it up top. Dances around Bevan, sends it back down deep, goes back up top. Bevan going back and forth, deflect off Bevan, skate up into the netting, and that'll kill that rush. But a couple of these Monarch lines can control the puck and really establish the pressure. Baker back in the face-off circle. Draws one back by Monarch. They chip it down into the corner. Joey's there. He tries to bounce it around back behind the net. Doesn't make it. Puck's loose. Pops out to the middle. There's Bevan. Backhands it up to Baker. Starts to rush. Baker working 3 forwards. Stops. Reverses. Shot saved by the goalie. Good cutback move there by Baker. Gets a shot on goal. Couple of white jerseys are right in front to clean up some scraps in case maybe that puck bounced out a little bigger. 3:10 left, first period. Valor with the 2-goal lead. Shots are 8-3. Draws one back into the corner by Purchase. Maybe trying that sub play, Purchase and Bodine. They get tied up. Purchase and Bodine. Monarch dances around. They start to break. Intercepted. Good work by the boys to clog up that neutral zone. The puck pressure is great. Oh, and they try and clear it. Coffey's pass was intercepted. They had that break play established, but Coffey's pass was intercepted. Intercepted by Bodine. He tries to get it out, but he passes it directly into that kid's skates too. That's fun. So they're all trying it. Bodine gets his stick in the way. Coffey bounces it up. Outlet pass up to Sutter. He's got some kids work with him. Sutter goes wide. That is dangerous, though. You got to bring that puck into the zone when the play is working that direction. Here's this Monarch kid going 1-on-4. Bodine's back again. Battles that kid from, wow, good work there by Bodine on that. From front to back, from the back of the ice to the front of the ice. 2:15 left. And the boys ice it, so a little bit of a mixed match shift there. Some positives and a few negatives. See a lot of skaters out on the ice, and I think they're arranging the lines to match up against. This must be Monarch's top players out there, I assume. Good job tying him up. O'Donnell goes back behind to Maddox. He's looking for that stretch pass. It's not open. Pops it off to Dasher. See if O'Donnell can get there, angling slightly off. So Monarch sends it all the way back in. Played back by McKiddo. He's going to try that. Oh, my goodness. That was a suicide pass to Maddox. Maddox corrals it. Look at the speed. He goes wide. He breaks free. Shot save. Goalie. Good work by Maddox. Man, he creates some space, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of space to be created. Monarch recovers, and now they'll see if they can start to rush up. 1:43 left. That clearing attempt goes off of Dawson's helmet, and it doesn't go anywhere. Try again for that big, deep stretch pass, and both McKiddo and O'Donnell are playing back there. McKiddo forgets the puck. It's stuck back there a couple of times, so maybe the ice is a little bit wonky back in that corner. Half the Valor team is battling back there. It's fished out by Dawson. Let's see if the Charles boys can go to work. Passes just out of the reach of Maddox. 1:14 left. O'Donnell plays it. He'll regroup back in his own zone. Maddox leaves it. I think he left that for Tarbert. Man, did Tarbert have a good shift last time. He's going to try it again. Tarbert's free again on the side, looking for help. Shot, no angle there, but gets a good shot off. Good hard shot from a very sharp angle. It was a good job by Tarbert. He created some space, and he looked up to see if he had any reinforcements working with him. Seeing that he did, and he knew he had to go it alone, so he did what he did. He got a shot on goal. So good work there by Pop-Tart to get a shot on goal. Draws one by Jimenez, one back. They're playing that set play. Jimenez is working back behind the net. Puck's up top, deflected. Oh my goodness, Gogol with a big hard shot and deflected. I might have been deep on a deflection. Now here comes Monarch going the other direction. Boys are back, deep intercept, tries to backhand it up, doesn't get enough wood on that, but he creates some space, goes back to the middle, 36 seconds, back up to Tarbert again. He's loose again on the edge, pops one up, behind the net. Thought that might have got a lucky bounce, goes all the way up to Gogol. Good work there. Deep gets a stick on it for a deflection. Monarch's able to get it out, 20 seconds left, and that will be an icing. So one more face-off in the O-zone for the boys. Maybe they can put something together here. You see Baker back there. Face-off's on the right side. He can either win it back to Hoyt on the backhand or pop it up to himself, maybe with the breaking Bevan. 18 seconds left, so it pops it back to Hoyt. Hoyt spins around. Gets sealed off back behind the net. Pretty good defensive play there by Monarch. Puck's loose, 8 seconds left. Clock ticks down, 5 seconds, intercepted by O'Donnell. He's going to eat the rest of the clock. It's 1 second, and that will do it. So pretty good period of hockey there for the boys as we finish up the first period with a 2-0 lead. Again, goals by Sorensen and Maddox Charles. 2 penalties for the Coyotes, 1 for Valor. And we'll go into the locker room with the 2-0 lead. Shots on goal are 8-3, although that's what it said last time. So perhaps there was no shots for the last 4 or 5 minutes, what have you. But we will be back with you in about 12 minutes after they make the ice. And we're back, and after checking the stats, it's the Valor Eagles with 10 shots and the Coyotes only with 3. So I expect them to come out with a lot of ferocity, and just like that, they're on a 2-on-2 break. Shot goes way wide, but it is some early pressure. Kid falls down. Dawson swings it up, trying to hit Maddox on the break. Kicked up, and that will be an ice. A little bit of a weird play. Kicked all the way down the length of the ice for an icing call. 15 seconds into the second period, and the boys have a 2-0 lead. So Gabe is still out there working with the Charles boys. Puck pops out to, oh, good glove save by Maddox. Now that's backhanded. Jordan was down on the ice. Sticks get tangled up, and a lot of tangling up so far. Pops out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell swings it around. Man, oh man, Monarch with some sustained pressure here. We didn't see this at all that first period. McKiddo finally gets it out. Popped down to Dawson. He gets it up to Maddox. He's in. Here's Maddox. Shot. Score! The patience by Maddox fakes, and then he's able to just walk it in. And Maddox with goal number 2 after all that pressure. Dawson pops it out to Maddox, fakes the shot, slows down, and is able to just wind it into the goal for goal number 2. Good work there by Maddox. Good play. And just like that, after all that pressure from Monarch, boys come out with a goal. Hoyt winds around, pops it back up. Monarch will play. They do make the zone, intercepted. Good job by King to intercept there. Popped it up. Now Hoyt's in. Hoyt's in with Bevan. Hoyt runs into Bevan, and oh my goodness gracious, Hoyt backhands it up into the netting. Big, oh, that one must have just got on end, and he got that one way up over the net. Now here comes Monarch with some speed. They peel off. Slows down. Gogol blows a tire. Baker loses his stick, and he guards the puck, waiting for some reinforcements. Good play there by Joey. Monarch comes out with it. Sustained pressure. It's the name of this game, that low shot again. That is what they do, that low shot from the point. Good work by Bevan. Bings and bangs on the point. Can't quite get it out. Sent all the way back down in, and Monarch plays it back behind the net. Man, that they had some ozone pressure. I think they've kept it in the ozone for... popped out right to the middle. Good stick there by Gogol to break it up. Baker tries to stick handle it out. It gets intercepted. Joey finally gets a stick on it, but he can't get it out. Now Baker pops out with it. Cross ice to Hoyt. Hoyt to himself. Does he have the speed at the end of the shift? Good strength to try and get around. Doesn't quite turn the corner all the way. He was at the tail end of a shift, so good thing he was able to get that amount of energy at it. Here comes a new line. Sutter on the ice, and he tries to play it. Intercepted. Now Coffey back behind the ice. He gets it up to Sutter. Sutter on the break. Tries to get it just out of the stretch of Purchase. He one-taps it in. Good play by that Monarch kid to get it out. Foy will play it. Foy through the mid-zone. Bodine one-taps over to Purchase. Purchase leaves it for a drop pass, but nobody was there. Puck down in front. Bodine plays it up. Kept in by Sutter. Oh my goodness gracious, that was a late call there. That he had taken 3 or 4. I thought that was offsides and he missed it. But then he just must have been slow on the call there, because they skated a few times there. I thought, oh my goodness, they might have a scoring opportunity here. But as it is, we'll blow that one dead. Offsides was the right call, because that puck came just out. Good work by the boys to try and keep it in. Good work there by Deep to backhand to keep it in. Monarch's going to go D to D. Good pressure there by Tarver. Man, he's had some good shifts so far. Played back by Monarch. They go D to D back behind their own net. Failure to get it out. This looks like the song I'm singing on the other end of the ice, unfortunately. But now Monarch does get it out. Popped all the way past. Icing is called, and we'll have an ozone face-off. So it seems an inability for Monarch to get the puck out of their own zone. It's actually a problem that seems to have plagued Valor in the past, but Not anymore. I haven't made any comments about that. So now we got the Charles line out there. McKiddo and O'Donnell. Pops all the way out to Dawson. Shots deflected, bouncing around. Goalie pounces on it. That puck was loose and bouncing around in front of the net. 13:39 left in the second period. Shot was deflected, goalie went down, and then it's loose bouncing around, and the goalie's thinking, would somebody please rip that puck out of the zone? Puck through the zone. They're trying that set play. Pops around to Maddox. Behind the net. Tries that centering pass to Gabe. Now Monarchs going the other direction. Boys are back. They do have numbers. Shot directly into Jordan, and he makes the save. Gets run into by that guy. Now we've got some pushing and shoving, and there we're going to have some penalties and a little too much. Okay, that's probably a little more than is necessary. I think there's probably going to be a few kids kicked out of this game, probably Dawson and the kid from Monarch, and they really went at it. Definitely more than was necessary. One of the boys ran into the goalie, so Fisher was there, but that extra, little bit of extra something probably not needed. We could have some people get shown to the gates, but let's see. Number 12, Jake Holstrom, will go to the box, and so will Fisher. And surprisingly, Dawson does not get called for a penalty. Maybe they're still waiting to load the box. Not so sure exactly what's going on here, but it'll give you the update when we know what's going on. Maybe offsetting 2 minutes. Seem to be sorting things out. I think they're trying to figure out who's going into the box, and Dawson is, I think, getting summoned into the box. No. Looks like a 2 and 10 for Fisher. So maybe offsetting. So 2 and 10 on Gabe Fisher, it looks like. And it looks like we're waiting to sort this out. A double minor, so it looks like they put 2 people in the box. And it looks like somebody can come out after that first penalty's up. So Gabe gets the 4-minute double minor, which essentially is 2 back-to-back penalties. So 1 offsetting, but the extra penalty goes to Valor. Now the boys set up on the PK unit. We got Maddox and Hoyt working. Puck goes back in deep. O'Donnell working back in the corner with McKiddo. Hoyt comes to help out. Pops out Maddox. Good job by Maddox. And while Hoyt's on there on the power play, I'd like to give a shout out to Grandma Camellia watching there in Iowa, watching grandson Hoyt. We got half the Sorensen clan tuned in here. Speaking of Hoyt, good job intercepting, menacing there. Not letting him make the zone, passes it up. They're unable to get anything together as Monarch. We've got some new killers on the ice now. Monarch tries to assemble now. 1:11 left in the power play. Puck is loose in. Gogo will corral it, and he'll send it off the boards. Intercepted at the midline, though. Maddox is still out there working. Shot by Monarch right into the goaltender's midsection, but maybe they wanted to blow that one dead so they could get some new troops on the ice anyway. Both Maddox and Hoyt have been on there for a while. So 58 seconds left to kill here. We got Sutter and Bodine working with King. Puck pops out, won by Monarch. They're going to work the cycle around the top. Passive box established by Valor. Bodine gives trouble on the point. Monarch works it down low. Gogol swings over to try and intercept. Bodine with some support. Kept down low. Good work by Gogol to keep it out. Oh, it's kept in by Monarch. Pretty good play by that kid to keep it in. Works the side of the ice, does Monarch. Down below. Up top that bumper position. Pops out, goes all the way around. Monarch is able to keep it in, keep it along the wall. 20 seconds left in the kill. They're going to work it up top. Pass tried to go D to D, but that kid has snuck up. Good work by Sutter to try and intercept that. Aggressive play here by Valor. Boys set up. Shot goes wide. 12 seconds left on Monarch. Bodine intercepts, pops out to the top. Kid has an avenue screen. Deflection does not get through. Maybe one last shot. Pops out to Bodine. If someone comes out of the box, he can hit him. Oh, not quite in time. Bodine dumps it down into the corner, but that is the end of that penalty. So the boys with another successful kill. Purchase on the chase. Monarch with now will, I guess, oh yeah, so we got the double minor. They put it up on the, nope, we're at 5-on-5. I think everybody was confused. Tarbert comes out onto the ice. I was a little confused there too. So it is a double minor, but part of it is offsetting. So now we play 5-on-5 while those two sit in the box until the next whistle. Played back behind the net by Coffey. Coffey to Bevan. Bevan outlet pass off the board, intercepted by Monarch, and they'll send it back in deep. Bevan comes out with it, tries to work up the side, bodied off by the Monarch kid. Coyotes working some strength there. Sent in by Coffey, dumped in. Funky bounce off the board, but goes down into the corner. Tarbert seals it off. Good work there. Tarbert working down in the corner. Worked out by the Coyotes. Good stick by Bevan to just get in the way and just give a little bit of bother. Monarch comes out there. That's offsides. Now they're going the other direction. Here's Bevan, passes up to Tarbert. He's got 5 to beat. Monarch, good job getting all the troops back. Coffey dumps it in. Monarch's going to play at 10-11 left and plenty of ice in front of these Monarch guys. Boys are late getting onto the ice, but they get on the ice. Monarch sends it in deep. Baker line's out there now. Baker's working with Deep and a few others to try and get the numbers. Names Deep's out there too. Deep works down into the corner. Deep takes some body. Monarch coming out with some physicality. Passes up to Deep. Deep looking on the outlet. He's got Baker working with him. Runs into Baker. Goes back behind Baker. Goes wide. Sends it all the way back down into the corner. Monarch will play it. They get to it first. Spin it around and pretty easily to defuse that charge. And that is called waved off. Good wave off there. Hoyt definitely could have played that and let that go. Man, Monarch comes with some more body. Hoyt lets that one go too, and that one icing is called off. Played back behind the net by Jordan. O'Donnell back to Mikito. Mikito gets run into. Oh, takes some big body again. Good stick there by Deep to get in the way. Popped back in behind the net. Sorensen seals him off. He has a little bit of body on his own. Certainly Monarch has come out with some physicality here too. Oh no. Maddox tries to clear it. He runs it in right into Baker's boot. Monarch keeps it in. 8:54 left in the second period. Not much structure yet for this period. Just that one lone goal by Valor right when the period opened, and otherwise looks pretty loose. But here comes Hoyt. Hoyt's got some speed. He gets intercepted. The kid just got in the way, and Hoyt had to skate around him just to fuse it. Now they're going body for body. Maddox pops it out, leaves it for Perch. Puck gets popped back out to Gogo. He's going to send it in. Doesn't get deep enough off the Maddox. Oh, my goodness gracious. There's, oh, and then Hoyt takes a stick to the face. Yeah, it's fine to do some hits, but when the hits go right up into the guy's face, that's when it's dangerous. So Fisher will come out of the box, and I think Hoyt's shaking some cobwebs loose because he got a couple of hits right to the face. And that'll definitely be a cross check to the face. So boys will go back on the power play. 2 for 2 on the power play so far, and pretty good work on that power play. And that is a cross check right to the face. So good job by Sorensen picking up that penalty. Let's see if the boys can put another goal up on the board. Fisher wins the draw, pops back out to Maddox. Maddox shot, pops back up. Bodine tied up in front, couldn't turn the stick around. Took some body and hard work trying to work in front of the net. Played by Jordan back behind the net. Maddox come through the zone with some speed. Gets past one, runs into Bodine. Bodine just standing there on the side. I'm not so sure that's proper for zone entry. Dawson, whole side of that ice was open, but that play's just going one direction. Bodine corrals it back, leaves it for Maddox. He's going to start the breakout. Boys are waiting for him. Maddox makes the zone pretty easily, sets it up. Now they got it set up. Pops it out to Gabe, up top to Maddox. It's just out of Hoyt's reach. Goes cross ice, intercepted, stick gets in the way. Dawson battling. Dawson with some spacing. Bodine gets shot down. Pops all the way back out to Maddox. He's going to set it back. Oh, Hoyt was open on that side. Hoyt's going to spin around, regroup, 59 seconds. Pretty good puck movement here. Shot by Maddox goes way over the top of the net. Hoyt keeps it in. Pops it out to Bodine. Bodine loses the handle on it right in front of the net. Can't get a stick on it, and that like that, Monarch will clear it down. So a lot of ozone pressure, but no real good opportunities. Maddox will try it again with some speed. Gets past one pretty easily. Gets past two, makes the zone. Down into the corners, working with half the first line. The second line comes up, back up top to Dawson. Dawson is still working. Across to Donald. Donald shot safe. Banged out by Baker. Baker working back around the net. He, fends off a trip. Dawson still out there working. O'Donnell's wide open back there in the back door. Sent all the way back down. 8 seconds left. I think that was Maddox. Might have just cleared that all the way back down. So that power play is not rewarded with the goal, and they were 2 for 2 before that one. Max gets there. Now he makes zone entry, working with Baker. Max takes a seat too. He gets tripped up, and now Monarch can't really clear the zone. 6:09 left in the second period. So Valor with some pretty good puck movement, but no real solid scoring opportunities. Monarch, there's that low shot, looking for a deflection, and good job by Deep to clear that kid out in front of the net. He's doing his part back there. That's what you have to do. When they post somebody up in front of your goalie, you have got to move that kid out of the way, and that's what Deep did. So you see that by Monarch. It's a pretty neat play, actually, when they have those low shots from the point. And again, they keep them right on ice level, so it's much easier to deflect. Jimenez lying out there. Draws one back to the point. Monarch will try and set it up. Big body on Jimenez. Man, Monarch with some real physicality. King has sort of seen enough. Tries to get it up. Kept in by Monarch. Pretty good keep. But there's Tarbert again to get it out of the zone. Monarch dumps it back down into the corner. Jordan plays it back behind the net. King swings it back around. Tarbert gets there. Gets some help from Jimenez. This fourth line doing some good work. Good job intercepted. I think that's Bevan. Good block there too by Bevan. Tries to get it out. Oh, Tarbert was broken. And there's Tarbert. He's in again. Gets around one, but puck just out of the reach of a stick. Good work there by Pop-Tart. Man, he's had some good sequences, has he, Caden Tarbert. Monarch assembles again, sends it all the way back down, and that will be an icing. Get some new troops on the ice. 4:58 left in the second period. 3-0 Valor. Shots are 16-6, so really good defense and stifling pressure by Valor. Certainly a little bit different game plan here the last several weeks. But up front, Maddox gets it out front to Dawson, and then he's dumped for his efforts. A little bit of talking back and forth. They're probably talking about, nice things. Good play, buddy. Probably not really, but we'll leave it down there on the ice. Fisher, face-off circle against opponent. Back to Coffey. Down low to Dawson. That's Maddox. Maddox bounces around one. Bodies off another one. just knocks that kid down. Get out of my face. And I think that they're going to be offsetting penalties again, which is probably a pretty good trade. One of their kids, number 10, Brandon Miller, will go off for Maddox Charles, and that's like trading a queen for a rook. Wouldn't know the right chess trade, which would call that out, but one of the best players here on the Eagles. So offsetting 2-minute penalties, 4:38 left, second period. Baker line back on the ice, working with McKiddo and O'Donnell. Puck is sent all the way down, and that will be an icing, so we'll face her off back in the O-zone. Shots are still 16-6. Baker wins the draw back to McKiddo. McKiddo works around one. Oh, that was almost dangerous, but he does a good job of backhanding it into the zone. Monarch does come out of it, backhands it up, gets just past. No, it doesn't. Good stick and good work by Jack there. Bounce that off. He bounces off one. There's a broken stick. And there's that $350. So he went in hard on the body. Good body there by Hoyt, too. Now the physicality's being equaled. Here's McKiddo from the point, tries to pop one through, doesn't make it through, stays along the board, back in deep. Bevan runs into Baker. Monarch's able to chip it up and out of the zone. Good work by O'Donnell to avoid some contact. Baker makes his own stick handles through a couple, looking for a pass, shot, glove down. Bevan in front of the net, and so is Sorensen. So the Valor boys coming back with some body too, because Monarch is certainly leading in the physicality department so far. So 3:43 left, second period, O-zone face-off, and Valor with a nice 3-0 lead. Purchase wins the draw over there to Bodine. Bodine pops it back to Foy. Foy dances a bit. Low shot, deflection, goes just wide. Puck is chipped all the way down. The boys race for it. Monarch wins the race, but Valor controls. Bodine's working down there with Coffee. Monarch comes out with it. Kid takes on two. Bodine assists, gets in the way. Good work there. The puck is just left there. Sutter comes out with it. It's a 1-on-3. Puck does not make it through. Pops all the way back down to Coffee. He's going to dump it in. Played back behind by the goalie. He's going to leave it there. Good work by Sutter on the forecheck. He's able to keep it in. Puck pops out to Monarch. 2:57 left, second period. Monarch makes the zone with some speed. Kid will wind around, send it back down into the corner. Intercepted. There's Purchase. Close quarter pass to Coffee. Coffee to Sutter. And they get caught up. Now Monarch's working the puck back and forth. They work it along. Tarbert intercepts. He's having himself a good game. Intercepted. Coffee bounces off one. Foy comes out with it. Sutter still out there working. Sutter runs in, doesn't get a shot off. Monarch working the break. Just barely get it out of the zone. Jimenez tries to dump it down in to pass directly to this kid from Monarch, and they'll try and start the break. Gogol intercepts. Gogol pops it out, gets it out of the zone. There's deep. Worked back in now, down back in. Good job on the dump and chase by the Valor boys here. We haven't seen this type of pressure. Jimenez fishes it out, tries to get one, pops out, pops right up to middle. Tarbert backhand shot, good shot by Tarbert. He's looking for that first goal. He deserves one. He's working his behind up. Tarbert sends it back over to Jimenez. Jimenez has plenty of time. Back, good shot by Deep. He follows it. Good work by this line here. Pops out to King. He gives chase. Swings it all the way back around to Gogol. Gogol tries to go off the wall. Intercepted by Monarch. This kid, good job by King holding his position too. That kid, oh my goodness, that was almost super dangerous. Pops out. to the middle, that little cute pass to the middle. I'm not sure he was ready for it, but did not result in any damage. Shot tried, good job. Closing up the 5-0, puck pops out. Save, Jordan, holy moly. And wow, what a sequence. So back and forth hockey, 1:12 left in the second period, and the boys are going back and forth on that one. And it looks like a penalty. I didn't see what that penalty was, but maybe a little job of minding their manners were the Valor boys, and so they didn't get offsetting penalties. So you heard that powerful voice of the PA say power play, and the boys go back on the power play. It's a roughing penalty. Slashing penalty, rather. Draws one back into the corner. Pop sent back. Oh, good work there. Sent up to Dawson. Dawson passes on the shot. Maddox will cycle. Hoyt pops it back down low to Bodine. Bodine almost picks up another. Tries to go cross ice. Just not quite to Dawson. Tried to go through too many sticks. Maddox pops it over to Hoyt. Oh, Hoyt, good job backing off that. Back to Dawson. Good job, guys, with this puck movement here. Sent back down to Hoyt. Oh, Hoyt didn't know. I don't know if he was trying to wind that back. Jordan comes way out to play it. Oh my goodness, he fans on the attempt, but no harm because there's Maddox. Now the boys start the outlet. Oh, just out of Bodine's reach. He can't get there, but Fisher can. Tried to send it out. Knocked down, kept in by Dawson. He winds it out to the middle, but Monarch is able to clear it. 20 seconds left. Maybe one last rush, see if they can get one last rush. Maddox with some speed. 17. Clock ticks down. 16. Up to Baker. He's loose in the middle. Tries to stick handle. Tries to go through his legs with the highlight reel shot. Couldn't quite get it teed up. Now it's back to Maddox. Pops it in. Monarch 5 seconds. 3 seconds. And they're in. 2, 1. Oh my goodness. That goal would have counted. The kid gets it off right before the horn sounds. And that would have been devastating to give up a shorty like that with the man advantage at the end of the second period, but it was. They're able to get a good power play sequence, and Baker was in there deep and tried to play it back between his legs for the highlight reel goal. We'll go into the intermission with the 3-0 lead. Maddox putting a goal up there, and some quick stats are 19 shots to 9. Most importantly, though, a 3-0 lead. Have a little talk with the boys in the locker room, and we'll come out of here hopefully fired up to the clean sweep of Monarch on the Chassa season. So again, 19 shots to 9, Valor leading 3-0, and we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes.
Here come your Valor Christian Eagles.
And we're back for the third period, and the boys will start on a power play for 48 seconds. Hopefully the ice is nice and frozen up, not sticking as it does sometimes right out of the Zam. Face-off is won and controlled by Maddox. Maddox swings it back to Hoyt, 40 seconds. Yeah, the ice seems to be sticking a bit. Drops it for Maddox over to Dawson. He makes his own pretty easily. Pops up to Hoyt. He's got all the space. Shot, score! And there is Hoyt with goal number 2. And what a play by the boys. Dawson got all kinds. Maddox got all kinds of time on that one. Sorry, that is Dawson to Hoyt, and again he's given all kinds of space, and he takes that space all the way up and paints that corner. What a good shot by Hoyt Sorensen. And that is 4-0. And so the boys are now 3 for 4 on the power play. So 3 power play goals, which is great after starting the season. So start the season not doing the best, work it out, and then by the time it counts, that's when the boys have it worked out. Puck's fished out by O'Donnell. He loses a little bit of a handle, but sends it over to McKitto. Oh, and it's just out of Baker's hand. He didn't play that with quite very much authority. Now the puck is loose down the corner, comes out to McKitto. McKitto's got some speed. He's going to take it all the way up himself. Outlet pass just out of Hoyt's reach, and that's down in the corner. Hoyt gets there, gets hauled down, and that will be another penalty. Oh no, Hoyt seems to be on the ground in a little bit of discomfort. Oh no. And he is not happy about this one. Oh man, we'll wait and see. Definitely seems to be rolling around in discomfort. We're going to bring the trainer out. Oh, no. Went right for the knee, so some sort of knee. Trying to, no, he's not even trying to get up and skate on it. Here comes the trainer. She's working him through a few stretches, see if he can straighten the knee. He's able to straighten and bend both knees. You can see her working him through some motions, seeing what part of the knee is it. Gonna get some help skating off the ice. See if he's putting any weight on that particular knee. Fans give him a round of applause. Skating off on his own power, that's certainly a good sign. Maybe it's a bruise, a twist, nothing broken or torn. It's a very good sign that he's able to put some weight on it, skate off the ice on his own. Pops over the bench and okay. So he'll sit out for a while. He steps outside of the bench, but the boys will go back on the power play. And he is walking around okay, so maybe it's not as bad as initially thought. We'll get your report as soon as we know. As it is, the boys will go back on the power play. Short Hoyt Sorensen, one of their best power play players. Puck sent all the way back down. Jordan swings it back. Fans on a little bit again. Gets some support from Maddox. Maddox cross ice pass to Tarbert off of his skate. Good to see Pop-Tart out there. Again, he played great. Oh no. Puck's left in and goes under Maddox's stick. All the way back down. Jordan's going to play it again. He leaves it back behind the net for Dawson. Dawson to Bodine. Bodine sends it in deep down in the corner. He thought that maybe the Tarbert would be swinging for that one, but he didn't. Let it go. Pops all the way back out to Maddox. He sends it back down into the corner. Tarbert plays it up to Bodine. Bodine back to Maddox. Maddox to Dawson. Shot doesn't make it through, but pretty good job setting it up. Tipped over to Gabe. Sent out. Sent all the way back down. 1 minute left in the power play. Maddox with some speed too. Let's see if he can assemble it now. He's got speed, gets past one, makes the center line, runs into Gabe. Gabe fishes out. He's got space. Shot, save. Baker with a shot. Goalie corrals it, and then Dawson gets some sticks to the back, and we'll get the PP2 unit out there. And Sorensen's back on the bench, so maybe whatever he thought was serious in the beginning actually wasn't that bad. That must be the case. I have heard stories of people with some injuries or a tear and they skate back and they find out later, but Hoyt's right back there in the fold, so maybe everything's okay. That would be excellent because, of course, you think the worst case when he's lying on the ice writhing in pain. Puck is cleared out. 30 seconds left, maybe one or two last rushes here. McKiddo with some speed up to Max, and Max can't control it. He started to break before he had the puck. Pops out to O'Donnell. He can't play it. Pops out to McKiddo. He dances around a lit, gets held up. Monarch will take it, and they easily clear it, so no pressure at all. Nat Jordan's going to play it back behind the net, and that should do it for this power play again, but Monarch continues to take these penalties. Deep's going to play it, chips it up to Sutter, and Sutter backhands it down into the corner. O'Donnell gives chase, some support from Baker. Baker plays it back behind the net. Deep comes in to help out. Deep has some time now too. He'll wind it around, send it back down into the corner. Played back down there by Sutter. Deep leaves it over there for King. He makes the middle line, and he's going to send it in as the boys go for a change. So 13:26 left. Valor enjoying the 4-0 lead. Monarch sends it directly to Gogol. Gogol passed just outside of Bevan. Bevan working out there with Jimenez and Tarbert. Lines are a little bit mixed up due to Sorensen and the power play, so those should wind back to Bevan. Bevan has some space, tries to pass it in deep, intercepted. Good idea by Jack, but alas, nobody was home. That is an icing, and so we'll go for an O-zone face-off. So we'll anxiously wait to see if Sorensen comes out onto the ice. That would be ideal, certainly. It would mean that he's A-OK to play. Maybe a little bit banged up, but nothing structurally torn, broken, or anything worse. Jimenez in the faceoff circle wins it, tied up in the side there. Bevan comes out with it down in the corner. He's battling back behind the net, leaves it back for Jimenez. Jimenez chips it back up to Bevan. Bevan goes center. Tries to center to Pop-Tart. He was camped out in the middle right there in the slot. That kid leaves it for Jimenez, and he races to it. Good play by Evan to get there. Sent out. Gogol will play it, sends it back to King. He stops and sends it right in the middle to Bevan. Bevan gets the pass, shrugs off one. Good move there by Jack. Loses the handle on it. He's still working at it. Now it pops back out to Monarch, and they start to break. 12:22 left, and Gogol runs into that bigger kid. King with some time, and he pops it up. Looking for Maddox maybe, and Monarch will send it all the way back down in. King will play it. Outlet pass to Tarbert. Tarbert let it go through his legs. He must have obviously missed that one because he's going to corral that pass every time. So a little bit of a misplay there. 4-0. Valor still enjoying a nice lead. Shots are 23-9, so Valor with good stifling defense on the offense and defensive side. Gabe comes out with it, sends it off the board, races down into the corner, does battle, wins that battle, gets some support in from Dawson, chips it out to Maddox, tries the 1-T right into the shin pad, doesn't make it through, pops out, Foy leaves it for Coffey. They play catch, and then Foy gets hauled down, and now we'll be on another man advantage, sent back to Gabe, trying to take advantage of this. And there's Sorensen back on the ice, so he must be okay. Maddox seam pass up to Gabe is out of his reach, and so we'll get to see the boys go back on the power play here. Power play again, and some good power play practice against a very good team.
2-minute penalty on Monarch Coyotes number 22. Power play.
So some good puck moving the last few times. Didn't result in any goal, but moving around good, looking for a good shot opportunity. Puck's one controlled. Dawson to Maddox. Maddox creates some space, back to Hoyt. Hoyt backdoor shot. Oh, Dawson goes just wide. Good look there by Hoyt. Pops it back to Maddox. Back to Dawson. Oh, tries to dump it down to Bodain on that back door. Good shot. The boys keep it in. Hoyt still working, pops it down in the corner to Bodain. Bodain time passes to Maddox. Shot glove down. Puck's loose in front. Puck's still loose. Bodain comes out with it. Fishes it out to Hoyt. Hoyt up top to Maddox. Maddox, oh no, creates some space and gets bodied off of it. Now they're going the other direction as Monarch. Hoyt takes a penalty, and that might be a penalty shot there. That's a hook. He was in, I don't know, looks like they're going to send him to the box, so not a P shot, but, or no, it will be a penalty shot, I think. The players clear the ice, and we will have the most nope, I guess that is not a penalty shot. Nope, they're going to call a hook, not a penalty shot. So the boys will go on, we'll play 4-on-4 for 1:15. And then they'll have to kill a 45-second power play. So the boys got tied up after some real good puck control down in the offensive zone. Fished out by Baker. Baker comes out with it. He's going one-on-one with some speed. He's got Bevan working behind him. Baker gets shoved off of it. Pretty good defensive play. Gets another body. That's some good defensive play there by that kid. Now Monarch comes out with it. And that's going to be an ice. tries that hard pass. The kid could not get his stick out, but pretty good defensive play on that kid to swallow up any offensive pressure by Baker on that break. Jimenez and Deep change, and they go out there. McKiddo and O'Donnell playing defense. Draws one back by Monarch, and they'll try and assemble back. No, good job by Deep with some pressure. Monarch fumbling it around back behind their own net. 10 minutes left in the third period in the game. Good stick by Ev to break that up. They're playing 4-on-4. Deep avoids a big check, and the puck goes down in deep. O'Donnell will go there. They're playing 4-on-4. O'Donnell just rims it around like he thinks they're on the PK. We are playing 4-on-4. I think he recognizes that now. So now O'Donnell's going to start the charge. He makes his own back to himself with the defense with the forward hands. O'Donnell back up top to Deep. Deep spins around. That's a dangerous play, and he just gets sent down. Very, very dangerous play at the blue line. Good body by McKiddo to get in the way and break that up. Boys tie their sticks up for a little bit. Now back to Deep. Deep 1-on-3. Now they're on the PK. Gets around a few guys. Good work there by Carson. And now here comes Monarch. Makes the neutral zone. They make the zone. The captain, number 19, gets around King. Gets in front of the net. Big hard shot, but that big pad from Jordan is there to break that up. Monarch working down in the corner with Gogol. Good work there by King to try and body it off. Monarch gets the best of it, but comes out to Purchase. He swings and swaps that out of the zone. Sweep, swat, and he gets it out. Monarch will try and assemble. We got Purchase and Sutter on the PK for another 4 seconds, and then Hoyt will come out of the box. Monarch makes his own, pops out to number 19. Oh, that was fortuitous, ends up right on his stick, but good play by Sutter to defuse that break. Now he goes off the dasher to himself. Bodain's out there working too now. Monarch comes out with it with some speed. They make the zone. 3 guys shot deflected. Good work by Gogol to get in the way. Swung all the way back around. Sutter gives chase, and now Monarch dumps it back down in the corner. King gets there. He backhands it up along the ball. Bodain bodies that kid. Not hard enough. Now pops ball all the way back out to Monarch. We're going to work the cycle at the blue line. D-to-D pass. Good job getting in the way is Bodain. Now Monarch looking like they're in a power play. They give it to Bodain. Bodain up to Sutter. 2-on-1 working back to Bodain. Just out of his reach. Swings around. Oh no, pass lazy, pass out to Foy. Needs to have a lot more authority behind that pass. But good job there by Coffey to seal him off. Foy goes back behind the net. Now he turns, changes direction, sends it back over to Coffey. D-to-D pass back behind the net. Oh no, looking for that stretch pass, and he calls it off. Now back behind the net. They've got to get it out of the zone. Jeepers, creepers. And they play pickup back behind the net like 6 or 7 times, and now intercepted finally. Foy now comes to Bodain. He swings and tries to get it out. Pops out to the middle. These boys need to get a change in. My goodness gracious. Now it looks like a power play. Boys are working and they get it out of the zone themselves. Thanks for the help clearing the zone, Marnik. They cleared the zone for him. That was a dangerous play. Foy has some indecision there. He's got to be more confident with the puck there. Deep sends it back down in, all the way back into the corner. Monarch gets there. Tarver with the support. 6:46 left. That puck comes out of the zone, ripped back in by Coffey. Now the boys have to touch up, and they're on the forecheck. Good work by Deep to get in there. Jimenez giving him a little bit of space, and Monarch comes out with some speed. 4-0 Valor, 6.5 left. Monarch going to have to put some pressure on if they're looking to narrow this gap. The boys are on the check. Good work there. Deflected down into the corner, so there will not be any ice. Played by Jordan. Jordan leaves it for O'Donnell. O'Donnell just out of the reach of McKiddo. Puck pops right out to the middle. O'Donnell, good job working the body to shield it out. Sends it back to McKiddo. McKiddo doesn't get there in time. Oh my goodness, Deep takes a hard shot to the back. Puck pops out to the middle. Deep recovers it again. He's got some time, tries to get it out. Pops way up into the air, but it does get out. And there's Tarver working again. Tarver makes the corner again. He's got shot saved by the goalie. Good work by Pop-Tart. He's still working down in the corner, and I think that McKiddo is going to go off. Maybe some more offsetting penalties. Man, Tarbert's had some good work there along the edges. 5:47 left in the third period, and we may have some more offsetting penalties, it looks like. And there goes McKiddo, and we're going to call that other kid in. I believe that's 24, I suppose. We'll play 5-on-5. Draws one back controlled. Oh, Maddox ripped it back across, thinking they're on a power play, and he had some of his reinforcements. Monarch makes the zone with some speed. Good job by King intercepting. Monarch works wide down in the corner, pops all the way back out top. The boys get in the way. Puck doesn't make it through. My goodness, Gabe was trying to get out there, but he was getting picked by King. Now the boys save. Puck is loose in front. Oh my goodness gracious, that puck was just sitting there in the blue waiting to get popped in. Another shot, deflection, another one of those low shots by Monarch. It's like they're on a 5-on-3 here. It's a shooting gallery now. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shots for $1. Puck pops out. Oh, Dawson was looking for a break. Holy moly, some loose play by the boys. Comes out to Dawson, shot over the top of the net, a field goal. Days before the Broncos kick off, Dawson with a field goal of his own. Back to Monarch, the neutral zone. They sent it in. That play is offsides. I'm not sure why that wasn't picked up. A good job by Coffey to pop that out. Fisher gets some body there. Now the guys are going back and forth. And there's Coffey. Guys are holding on to Coffey's stick, and this is getting a little bit loose. So Kane Coffey had seen enough, and we'll see some more offsetting penalties. The refs are letting some of this extracurricular go a little bit long, but at least they're calling these boys off the ice when something happens. 4:48 left, third period. So another round of offsetting penalties. Let me check some stats. I'm going to go to the trailer and see what the statistician says, but that's our fourth set of offsetting penalties, so refs calling it pretty clean, saying, hey, boys, don't do that or you're going to have some offsetting penalties. 4:47 left in the third period. Well, they're going to put another kid in the box, so not sure what's going on. Might be an unsportsmanlike, but they've got three guys in the box. It's standing room only back there. Play by Jordan. He swings it out across to Bevan. Bevan's tied up along the boards. Puck pops out to Jordan, goes right out front. Now here comes Sorensen. Good to see him back, and he gets tripped down again. And again, Valor's going to be on the power play. Baker holds it up for Hoyt. They get the extra attacker on the ice. Now Hoyt winds in with some speed. 1-on-5, 2-on-5, working with Baker. And sent Baker, oh my goodness, they blow that one dead. And Valor had the puck. It's a little bit of a late whistle, so I don't know about that, but puck is blown, the play is blown dead. So we'll get to see the PP2 unit come on and maybe get a little bit of practice. Actually, no power play unit. We're going to see the Baker line out there with, looks like with O'Donnell working with King. So 4:20 left in the game in 2 minutes here in this penalty. Draws one, played by O'Donnell up top to King. King sends it back down in the corner. Baker gets to it. Baker keeps it down in the corner, loses a handle on there. Monarch comes out with it with some speed. This number 4 loses it to Bevan. Bevan to King, and now the puck is like a hot potato going back and forth, back and forth. Sent back to Bevan. Bevan regroups, sends it back to Sorensen. Man, it's good to see him back on the ice. Sorensen gets past 2, shields it, has some speed, comes up the side, tries to go through the third, intercepted pretty easily and cleared the length of the ice. 3:44 left. Jordan will play it. 1:22 left on the penalty. King up to O'Donnell. O'Donnell leaves it for Bevan. Bevan tries to work it up the side, gets poke check, but pops out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell shot saved by the goalie. Good save, good shot by O'Donnell. Sent down the length of the ice, and we'll try a new combination of power players on the ice. Jordan will play it back behind the net to King. King fires it across to Foy. Foy to Bodine. Bodine through the neutral zone with some speed. Tries to go wide. Backhands it down into the corner. Good job by Sutter to get there. See if they can get it set up. Bodine and Sutter working down there in the corner. Bodine fishes it out. Needs some help. Gets some support from Purchase. Puck's tied up there. 35 seconds left. Purchase fishes it out. Back up to Foy. Foy little loose on the... And then Gogol with the shot from inside the blue line with no screen or nothing. They gotta practice working the puck along the perimeter when you get that opportunity. I'm not so sure about that. Nobody in front of the net, and a shot that was, whatever the case, they'll get another chance at it. 24 seconds left in the penalty, 2:44 left. Monarch wins it. Oh, they try to clear it. Player's hauled down by Gogol, and he'll go to the box. So 2:38 left in the third period, and that's an opportunity there when you got some players on the ice that aren't typically on the power play. Maybe they're not accustomed to it, but you really want to work the puck around the perimeter and get a good shot. So Gogol had an open shot from above the circle, but certainly not a quality shot. So we'll play 4-on-4 for 18 seconds, and then Monarch will go on the power play. At this point, you're trying to preserve the shutout for Jordan, which I believe would have kept these Monarch Coyotes scoreless, and then McKiddo just wasn't really paying attention to the clock, had all kinds of time, and you can see Maddox pointing to his head saying, hey, Jackie boy, you got to be thinking before you just rip that all the way down. McKiddo's like, that's my bad. McKiddo's got another chance at it, 8 seconds. That's a little bit better. He plays it up to Maddox, but Maddox plays a little bit loose. You want to control this shutout for your goalie. And now Monarch goes on the man advantage for 1:35, 2 minutes left in the game. So at this point now, you're trying to preserve that shutout for Lucas and keep the game clean. Monarch makes the zone with plenty of speed. King intercepts, and Monarch battles through. Now they're going to work the puck around the perimeter. Typically, this power play is pretty good, but not quite as powerful this time. Puck's not kept in. Oh, they do keep it in. Good job by Maddox to just push that kid down. Popped all the way out to Jackson. Jackson tries to pop it to Maddox, and he sent, oh, weird, funky bounce right in the middle, and Maddox recovers. That's actually Jack McKiddo recovers. 1:33 left in the game, 1 minute left in the penalty. Puck pops all the way out. Foy just turns and fires out all the way down, but it doesn't make it through, and Monarch's now on the rush. Good stick by Foy. Hoyt will fire that one down. 1:15 left in the game, 37 seconds left in the power play. So again, trying to maintain the shutout's key here. Monarch makes his own, dumps it in. 1 minute left in the game. Fished around. Bodine tries to intercept, gets through him. Puck's loose in front, pops out to Bevan. Bevan off the board, tries to play it on that stretch pass to Bodine, who was racing. 45 seconds left. Intercepted, good sticks by Bodine and Bevan to get in the way. Now it's dumped in, but not with any kind of ferocity. Sent back down into the corner. It's cleared. 30 seconds left. Jimenez comes on to kill. Tarbert comes on to kill. Puck's back behind Monarch. At this point, they're probably thinking, we want to score two. We don't want to get shut out by Valor 2 games in a row, and that's about what's going to happen. 23. Oh, my goodness gracious. Foy sends it directly into that kid's boot. Foy has another chance. He sends that one down the length of the ice. That one was an icing. That penalty had expired, so one last D-zone face-off, fend off the Monarch attack for 14.7 seconds. And regardless, it's another win for the Valor Eagles as they defeat Monarch again pretty handily, 4-0. And again, Monarch put it on Ralston Valley. So it makes the boys just that much more disappointed about that Ralston Valley loss in OT. But McKiddo plays it back behind the net to Deep. Deep chips it up, played with a high stick. Chipped up into the stands, and so now one last face-off. In that time, too, you'd kind of just think maybe the clock, they're just going to let it run. Really no reason to have another D-zone face-off with 4 seconds left. If I'm the clock guy, you just let that one burn off. Nobody needs to see another face-off. But preserve the rules of the game, I suppose, and whether there's a 4-0 lead or it's 4-4 tie and that puck is dropped. And that'll do it. So the Valor Eagles with another good win over Monarch. Final score 4-0. So after 2 games, the final score for these boys is 7-0. So really good work by Valor, playing against two good teams twice. So they do come out with a couple of good victories. And after this victory, Valor moves, I believe, to 7-2. With, again, victories against some pretty good teams. So maybe that'll move them up in the standings. As I said, Monarch is ranked number 5 in the standings, so maybe they'll get a little bit more activity, move up. But as it is, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back with you next week. There's a game on Thursday afternoon, a matinee game, a makeup game against Regis. And then I believe a game on Friday and maybe Saturday. So an action-packed weekend of hockey. If you're a Broncos fan, you got that to look forward to tomorrow night. So maybe that's why Chassa didn't schedule us for a game tomorrow. As it is, good night from South Suburban Ice Rink. Thank you for joining us.